Hey everybody and welcome to Chairman of the Board. Today I'm talking about a two-player only game called Jaipur. Now this is a relatively straightforward game. It's a trading style game that takes about 25 minutes to play. The idea of the game is you're trying to make as most money as you can over 3 rounds, and whoever's won 2 out of these 3 rounds is going to be the ultimate winner. Now the idea of the game is that you have 5 cards in your hand to start. You have a 7 card hand limit. There's going to be 5 cards in the center of the table, and you can do one of 3 actions. You can either buy, sell, or take camels. Now, when you buy cards, you can either, well, when I say buy, I mean pick up. You can either pick up a single card and add it to your hand. You can trade cards from your hand, so you can say you had more than 1 card. You could take those cards and trade them with the equal number from the middle and take them into your hand. Or you can, as I said, you can take all the camels and put them in front of you, and whoever's got the most camels at the end of the round gets a bonus few points. Or you can sell your cards by either you just trade them in and take tokens equal to the amount of cards that you've just sold. If you sell more than 3 cards at once, you get a bonus. If you get 3, you get a smaller bonus, but if you sell 5 at once, you get quite a significant bonus. And yeah, as I said, you're going to keep going until I think there's 3 depleted piles of tokens, and then you're going to tally up who's got the most points. And as I said, play that 3 times, and best 2 out of 3 wins. So the game has a really nice flow to it. It's got a nice tempo to it, and for a trading game for exclusively 2 players, it just works surprisingly well. You would think that when you have stuff to trade with 2 players, there's just going to be that kind of mental block. No one's going to want to give anything, but because you've got that center row of cards, it's that's your kind of broker between the 2, which works really well. All the goods have different values to them. So you've got your diamonds, which are very expensive individually, or they're worth a lot individually. But there's fewer of them, and you've got your like leather, which is a lot cheaper. And the value depreciates a lot quicker, but you've got more opportunity to collect more of them and sell more at the same time to get those set bonuses, which is really nice. So as I said, the flow of the game is really quick. It's really good. The way you just pick up, sell, take the camels. It just that kind of tempo is really nice. It just keeps the flow of the game feeling fast and fresh. I love the I love the luck that goes into it, which is weird for me to say, because obviously when you take cards, the middle row gets replenished straight away, and the chances of you just giving something that your opponent wants is very significant. So you can just take all the, maybe a poor crap bit of leather, and then it gets replenished with a diamond, and your opponent obviously takes that, and then it gets replenished again. You might not get something not quite as good. So that's a good and bad part of it. The laughs that you get because something just keeps going your opponent way. It's a kind of good kind of frustration, and for a game that's so quick and light-hearted, it doesn't really put a dampener on it at all. So yeah, I love the speed of the game and the feel of the game and the flow of it. The different kind of strategies you can go to are always quite enjoyable as well, because as I said, it's not it's actually a pretty viable strategy just to collect the cheaper types of goods and send them and sell them in big bunches to get the big points or point bonuses in return. Or you can just keep on trying to sell little drabs at a time for those more expensive goods and try to get your points that way. The way that you can use your camels is really interesting as well, because as I said, they're pretty much dud cards. They don't do anything. They just sit in front of you and out of your hand until the end of the game for that majority bonus. But you can use your camels to trade back into the center market in order to get the goods back. And the cool thing is, although you're giving that kind of majority bonus away probably to your opponent, they've got pretty much no choice but to take those camels themselves, which in return floods the market with new goods again, which can be something that you really want. Because it could be more gold or silver or diamonds, which are your most kind of valuable commodities. Those valuable commodities can only be sold 2 at a time, which is a nice twist, rather than the cheaper goods that can be sold 1 at a time. So yeah, it's a very light-hearted game. It plays extremely well for a trading game for 2 players. The decisions are there. Do I pick up another card and push my luck to try and get that 5th card of the set, or if I do that, am I going to give my opponent a more valuable good that he wants? You've got to keep an eye on what cards your opponents are collecting, because you might have some as well, and you want to sell them before they get there to get the more valuable tokens, because as I said, most of the tokens depreciate as you sell them. The silver is an exception to that, but yeah, I think 6 out of the 7 types of goods or whatever it is works in that kind of depreciation method. So yeah, the decisions are there, at least to a good standard for a game of this feel. Mechanically, very streamlined. As I said, just one of those 3 actions: camels, buy or sell. So it's nice and easy to explain to a new gamer. Not a lot of rules there at all. The game plays in just about the right amount of time. You can even play just a single round if you want to, but because of the kind of the luck factor of the game, it does advise you to play 3 times in a row and do best 2 out of 3. The uptime is excellent. Always with 2-player games, you always get that quick uptime feel, but this one is just, as I said, it's just constantly just smashing cards out, picking up, selling, and so yeah, literally no downtime in this one at all. Replayability, it does have that kind of addictive feel to it. It's not a game I get to the table a whole bunch, but when I do play it, I do enjoy it, and it always has that kind of timeless feel to it as well, where you're gonna, if you play this a few times, you might not want to play it for a few months, but after that few months has come back, you just want to play it a few more times and get it out your system again. So it does have that kind of ability to keep drawing you back to it after a while. The way the game looks is really nice. I mean, I've got the slightly older version. I think there's a new printing of this out which looks equally as nice, but yeah, visually very nice. No complaints at all. Nice, colourful, vibrant artwork. And the cards are of a nice quality as well. The tokens are decent. And yeah, that kind of hustle and bustle feel does come through really nicely. The only complaint I do have in the game is the kind of setup. For a game that is so small and so quick, the way that the tokens set up, because as I said, they do depreciate. You have to kind of be lined up in the different piles and put in descending order, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass when you're playing best 2 out of 3. Just a little longer. It breaks the flow of the game a bit. But I'm probably being a little bit picky, but I'm not the only person who said it. It does have that kind of annoying feel to it when you've got to reset the board. So yeah, overall, I think the game's really nice. I can see why this game's so popular for a 2-player game. I would recommend this to anybody just getting into the hobby, especially if they're doing it so with somebody who's not so much into board games or card games. It's light, but it's fun. It's got those decent decisions. Yeah, it's just a very solid game. Not my favourite game of those small kind of card game types, but it's stayed in my collection for a long time now, and that's not anything to be sniffed at. I'm not, I don't get my heart set on games. If I don't like them, I kind of get rid of them. But this one's held its place, which is a testament to the quality of the game. So yeah, it gets a good verdict from me. Maybe a little bit lighter than my normal taste, but I just really like it. That's Jaipur. Definitely want to check out if you like your 2-player games. If you like your family weight games, you want to play it with a relative or as I said, a newbie kind of friend or someone who's not so into the hobby. This is definitely one to check out, and I'm sure they'd enjoy it. That's Jaipur. If you have enjoyed this review, please hit like and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.